Amen. You feeling good? You feeling good? High five the person next to you and say, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. You're amazing. Yeah. They don't believe you. High five the other person and say, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. All right. So, thank you, amazing, hallelujah. So, just to give us a bit of education, I'd like to bring onto the stage the wonderful, the beautiful, shining in the corner of the room. Please, a big massive round of applause to Sister Diana. Please give her a round of applause. On behalf of Papyrus, preventing youth suicide. Although when I said beautiful, you had this look on your face like what?
Right, yeah, thanks.
Oh, hey. It better be that. Another round of applause for Sister Diana.
So, quite interestingly, I've had a time to think about it. What's amazing about me? Christ in me, the hope of glory. So, unfortunately, the people from Papyrus couldn't be here today, but it's really important that we talk about the work that they do, and that is prevention of youth suicide. It's really important, and here's the statistic. The leading cause of death for under 35-year-olds is suicide. And that's really shocking. You know, not neglect, not drug overdose, not anything else. But it's actually that they take their own lives. And the question I ask, and we probably ask all ourselves, is how can somebody get so hopeless? How can somebody get to the point where they feel that so worthless that they believe that taking their life is the only way out? How can they feel so hopeless about the future, or believe that no one cares about them, even that the world might be a better place without them? How can that happen? In our community, in our world, in our city, in the places that we work, we come into contact with people who will probably, one of them will take their lives. So Papyrus works to help prevent this by offering opportunities for training, opportunities to talk. Some of the literature that they have talks to you about what you might see as a friend, as a family member, about somebody who might be struggling with their emotions, struggling with their mental health, struggling with thoughts of suicide. They may seem angry and hostile to you. They may become quiet and actually withdrawn. They may seem the life of the party. Actually, they may seem no different from usual. And you will probably have no idea how they're feeling inside. Many young people don't actually want to die. They're looking for an answer to their problems, an end to the pain and despair that they feel. You may not think, sometimes as an older adult or as a parent, you think, it's just a teenager, or it's just a young person going through what they go through. But they are feeling pain and despair, and suicide can seem the only way out. When this state of mind is reached, it is impossible to think straight. They might believe they're thinking clearly, but things can get totally out of proportion. A little thing that you may think, we could have solved that problem, has blown so big and become so impossible because they're not actually thinking straight. Young people need you to take them seriously. Life for them at times can seem very difficult, often consisting of upheaval and turmoil. Those of us who might be parents who are, with young people at the moment, we know, even though they don't believe us, we've been through it. You're going through a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of changes in your life, a lot of pressures that are coming from outside, external pressures. And they do not want to let you down. They feel that by saying, actually I can't cope, or I'm really having a hard time, that they're letting you down. And it takes a lot of courage for them to ask for help, or even to admit they're having a problem. And it's really important that the situation is not trivialised. We've been through situations sometimes with our parents or particular parts of our life where we weren't felt listened to. Or that people say, oh, it'll blow over, just cheer up and things will get better. Don't trivialise the situation. Take them seriously. What can we do to help? Now, Papyrus has this mnemonic called alert. Ask them how they are feeling. Ask them how they're feeling now, around the situation. Ask them. I think it's really important to be open. I work with young people, and one of the things that young people do appreciate is honesty. Ask the question, are you feeling suicidal? How low are you actually feeling? What's going on? They may not answer, but you have asked the question. It's out there. It's not an elephant in the room. Try to be patient if they're angry. Anger is actually one of the first signs of depression, and depression leads to suicide. If they refuse to talk, just be there. Sometimes sitting in silence can be very powerful. Maybe ask them to write it down. I know I communicate much better if I write things down, and journaling is a really good exercise. So the L, listen, is the most important thing you can do. Treat them with respect, try not to be judgmental. Creating that space just to have a chat. I work often in homeless hostels, and one of the things that I do with my clients is, we'll meet at 10 o'clock on a Monday. What are we meeting for? Nothing. Just want to check in, see how you're doing. And that is a real surprise to them that someone wants to listen. Listen. Empathise by showing that you are really trying to understand things from their point of view. It's so easy to dismiss, so easy to disregard, so easy to think, they'll get over it. What have they got to worry about? I've got so many bigger things to worry about. Actually empathise. It's a problem. A hug. We were doing an experiment at work once about the fact that I think it's 7 seconds for you to get the maximum benefit from a hug. And I know young people is like, my son's always saying, get off me. But he appreciates those hugs. He appreciates that contact. Empathise and have a hug, touch a hand. And reassurance. When you are going through the ups and downs of life, even as an adult, you know what it's like. But when you're going through the ups and downs and you feel powerless, which often people in this situation will do, they feel powerless, they don't know where to turn. Reassurance will always help. That you're there. You're not going anywhere. You are there to listen. You are there to support. And the final thing, T, try to give practical support. Practical support. Not, we're going to jolly you, you're going to snap out of it, it's just a blue mood or whatever it is. Practical support. What can I do actually to help you practically in this? And it may be something very simple. I think our MC said, send them a little emoticon, smiley, cook a meal. A lot of people who are going through depression say it's not about the sort of jollying along, it's actually people just being there, just coming and sitting and cooking a meal, or going for a walk. Those kinds of practical activities are really important. These things will help them cope with the additional pressures and to be able to look at coping with a crisis that may or may not occur in their lives. At the moment, a lot of young people are going through exams, and that can be a really, really difficult time. Papyrus has a leaflet that's called Coping with Exams, so any of you that are going through exams, whether it's GCSEs, degrees, A-levels, or the variety of exams that are going on at the moment, this might help you. And it talks about getting some exercise, don't spend hours in your room revising, plan a treat, don't rely on alcohol and drugs to make you feel better. Talk about your worries. And if you think you might need extra help, talk to a doctor. Papyrus has a helpline, which is Hopeline UK, and there are cards out in the front on the reception, which anyone is welcome to take, to pass on, or to use if they feel that they need help. But I would ask everyone to stay alert to youth suicide. Thank you.
Thank you. 7 seconds.
That's more than 7 seconds.
I know. Give a round of applause.